Guys, live tonight on YouTube, youtube.com, Clay Souza Official. I just started a live over there. Please head back there to YouTube. Every live from now on is going to be on YouTube, okay? Bear with me while I try to get this thing going here. There you go. Live tonight on YouTube, folks. What? youtube.com, Clay Souza Official. Are we live? Over here. Just make sure we're live. youtube.com. Yes, we are live on YouTube. Where is it? I'm losing my mouse. There you go. Hello, if you get here, leave me a comment so I know you guys are here. I don't have a list of who is on a live with me. So if you just got here, leave me a comment so I know you are here. That would be nice to know who is here and who is not. And if there's anybody on Instagram right now, live is on YouTube tonight. youtube.com, Clay Souza Official, okay? I don't need the mouse. How are you guys doing? You guys doing all right? Can you guys hear me okay? Can you guys hear me? Let me know here in the comments. Let me see who is here. Comments. I got a bunch of comments here. Celeste, Gabriel, Anthony, yes. My wife, Danny. Cool. Curious. All right. Okay. Sounds good. How's you doing, Sylvester? I didn't forget you, brother. I did not forget you. I'm just extremely busy. But you in the back of my mind. I didn't forget our thing. And if you guys are on Instagram, live tonight's on YouTube. From now on, every live is on YouTube, okay? youtube.com, Clay Souza Official. Gabriel, how are you, my man? Doing all right? You guys doing okay? Everybody's safe and staying out of trouble? What I need my timer. I swear to God, tonight I'm going to keep this in around 30 minutes. I keep saying this. I just get excited and keep talking. Hey, Krish. Hello. Nel Patel. Yeah, man, didn't forget you. I'll get back to you. It's just like crazy right now. Got a lot going on. But tonight we're going to talk about in-person sales. Let me ask you this question here, please. Who right now is doing in-person sales? If you are, just write I do. And if you don't, just write I don't in the comments. So let me see. Let me see how many people are doing in-person sales already. Nell, welcome. Is it your first time here, Nell? Sylvester's not doing IPS. Okay. Jeff's trying. Good, Jeff. Good to know you're trying. Keep trying because you can't give up. Kara, right? Did you get it right? Kara. Gabriel is doing IPS. Anthony, no, not really. Okay. Kara said no. All right, cool. So now follow-up question. For people who are doing in-person sales, how how successful has it been? How is it going? How what's your success rate on those IPS sessions? Did it go well? You do good sales? So sometimes yes, sometimes not. You don't need to put numbers. You just want to know how successful you are. Try to identify what the issues are so you can work on them. And if you're not doing IPS right now, the question for you is why you're not doing it. What's preventing you from doing IPS? I want to see your objections and I want to talk about them. I want to know what your objections are with in-person sales and I want to talk about them. I just realized something here. Hold on. There you go. That's better. Nobody? No takers? So if you're not doing IPS, can you tell me, give like a reason why you're not doing IPS? And I don't mean to, I just want to know what your objections are, why you're not doing IPS, and who, people who are doing IPS, has it been successful to you? Has it changed the okay, Anthony's not comfortable. All right. That's a really good reason. Yeah. Yeah. Need a plan. Mm-hmm. Fear of price rejection. All right. Now, what do you shoot? What's your genre? It's like weddings, seniors. What is it that you shoot? All right, Celeste, presentation, content, all of the above. Okay. So far, no. So Jeff, I know you do IPS, but hasn't been too successful. That's what I'm thinking. Nell, okay. And am I pronouncing her name correct, Nell? Neil, I don't know. Nell, weddings. Okay, Nell does weddings. That's cool. All right. All right, cool. So let's get this going. All right. So my timer there, and I promise I'm going to keep it on half an hour. Not going to go like 1 hour, uh, uh, um, like I've been doing. I just can't stop talking sometimes. So Anthony's doing wedding and studio portraits. All right. I hope you brought like something to write down because there's going to be a lot to this, and I will try to pack this in half an hour. All right, in-person sales or IPS. Okay, so this is the topic for the live tonight: in-person sales or IPS. Why do we want to do IPS? And for my folks who are on Instagram, live tonight's on YouTube. YouTube.com, Clay Souza Official. Just head over there. Let me see if there's anybody here on here. Guys, I'm on YouTube tonight. YouTube over there. Clay Souza Official, YouTube. No, youtube.com, Clay Souza Official. Link is in the bio, guys. From now on, every live is going to be on YouTube, okay? All right, cool. So IPS, let's go. So what happens? Why do we want to do IPS? Why do we want to be successful with IPS? And how to do it? How we run ours? How success rate that we have? One of the things that we need to think about when we talk about IPS, when you're talking about sales overall, is that a lot of times we don't do IPS or we're not successful in IPS because we get on our own way. A lot of time is us talking to ourselves. I don't know how to sell. I can't sell shit. It's not me selling. I'm gonna sound sleazy. Nobody's gonna buy from me. People are gonna think I'm too expensive. So we ourselves create all of these barriers that don't let us move on past trying. Okay, and I'm going to tell you this: it's not an easy thing to do. Don't go into it thinking that's easy, going to kill it. No, your first IPS is going to suck. Your second IPS is going to suck. Your third IPS is going to suck less, a little bit less. Your fourth is going to suck. Your fifth is going to be a little bit less, and that's what it is. That's how it is for everybody. Because think about this, we never really were taught how to sell. Unless you been on a job that on sales, we don't really know how to sell. And photographers, probably not only photographers but artists in general, we do our stuff with so much passion, and sometimes it's so easy for us that we don't think anybody's going to value our products enough to buy, to pay us for our product, right? It is something that we all struggle with. You are not alone on that one, believe me. We all struggle with this. I personally have always been the type of person who I like trying some stuff, not always, but I like trying some stuff. And I already started from the very beginning of my career, of my photography career. I understood that I had to sell, because think about this: if you are doing portrait sessions for $300, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. I mean, how many sessions you need to do to make $50,000 a year, for instance? That's a lot. Okay, and a lot of us have other jobs. So according to the questionnaire that I keep asking you guys to answer for me, a lot of us, there's not a whole lot of full-time photographers here. A lot of us, photography is a second thing. Sometimes we work more in photography than we work on our regular jobs, but still we still have a regular job. We have families to take care of, and we have kids and dogs and whatever that takes time. Okay, so, and we need to figure out a way to incorporate all of this into our routine. But the very first thing that needs to happen, you need to out get out of your way. What happens is that every time I ask the question, why not doing IPS? Why are you shooting and burning? People say, oh, I don't know. I don't think I can sell. I don't know. There's always these uncertainties that they're really not uncertainties. They are just things that you created yourself to not take the step. I mean, this bottom line is, you know that the whole idea of just like, you know, you you're busy doing a lot of stuff, but you're not doing what you need to do, but you're busy doing other stuff that are easier. Like when you have like a hard task to do, okay, and you don't want to do it. You find like a bunch of easy stuff and fun stuff to do to prevent you from doing that hard task. And the IPS, that's what IPS is. IPS is the hard task that we all prevent at some point. Some of us just take the step and see that it's not as scary as it is. And what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to give you the same path that I used on our IPS sales. How we run ours, how we do it, and the objections that we find, and how to deal with those objections. All right. So the IPS starts on your model. Let's say if you are right now, if you are shooting, and you say when you close your contract, and in your contract, because you all have a contract, right? Cool. So if in your contract you're giving all the digital files, you're not going to sell. There's no point in doing IPS. You're shoot and burning photographer, and that's why you're going to die, because nobody's going to buy from you if you'd give already all the files. Why are they going to buy? Does that make sense, guys? Why they're going to buy if you give them everything? They can now go to Walmart and print the image there. They can go online and buy big wall art because you're giving everything. So IPS starts redesigning your packages if you have packages or your a la carte products. For instance, I have packages for weddings, which I don't call them packages, I call them collections because it sounds fancier. For everything else is a la carte. I have a session fee, which is time and talent. On that time and talent session, you get 5 images, and that's it. Time and talent, this is how much it costs. What's included? Time and talent and 5 digital images. 5 high resolution, fully edited, not watermarked digital images. But if I want more, we will provide you ways to purchase more if you want to. But this is what comes in with your collection. And as a matter of fact, right before this live here, probably like 7:50, I just got off on a call scheduling a high school senior to come this Saturday for a consultation, and that's exactly what I told you. I gave him the price and said five images is included in the price. So, and I'm giving 5 images because I think I myself cannot, uh, I still, my mind still doesn't haven't accept the fact that I shouldn't give anything. My price is for me to get out of my house, go there, and show my talent. That's it. Everything else should be a la carte. You gotta buy everything. What do I get? You get me for 2 hours to shoot your senior. That's it. If it's not wedding, okay? If it's not wedding. Now, this is where I still need to get there. Guys, I've been in business for 7 years now, and I still need to go over that hump. But we're down to 5 images now, and I keep changing. We keep changing. We keep pushing the pressure of the market to understand where it's going to break. We used to do 10. We came down to 8. Now we're down to 5. And if people keep booking us, we're going to go down to 3. And if people keep booking us, we're going to stop giving images. Because why? Because I want people to have the images, but I want them to buy them. This is what it is. We need to value our work. If you guys are charging whatever you're charging, unless you're charging way too much money, but whatever you're charging right now, usually like $300, whatever it is, and giving all the digital images, that you're leaving a lot of money on the table. And a lot of it happens because you put inside your head that you cannot sell. You told yourself, nobody wants to buy my images. Fear of rejection. That's what it's called. You have the fear of rejection. And this is the first step for you to start doing IPS. If you cannot get past that, it's not going to happen, right? But this needs to be communicated to the client at the time they sign the contract. It needs to be on the contract what's included in the session fee. This. My contract, it says my contract. Session fee is this much. You get time and talent and 5 high resolution, fully edited, not watermark digital images. And that's it. And when you're talking to your client, you need to let them know that you're not going to send that online gallery to them. And you're not going to do sneak peeks neither. Stop this nonsense of sneak peeks. Stop it. Because I actually have a post on my Instagram that I talk about it. Why I don't do a sneak peek. Go there and watch it. I'll give you a little bit of it. But go there and watch why I don't do a sneak peek. Let's think about the situation here. You shoot a wedding and you send the bride 5 images. And you don't know which image she's going to like or not. How about if she doesn't like those images? How does that work? So you want to keep that excitement. You want to keep them waiting. You don't want to keep them waiting like 2 months, but you want to keep that excitement. And as you shooting, you talking about, oh, this image is going to look great on your guys. These are little details that you guys can say, this is silly, but this is called subliminal messages. Okay, you start talking about the sale way before you start selling, way before they realize they're being sold to. I'm shooting and I look at the back of the camera. Oh my God, this is going to look great on your wall. Oh my God, those pictures are going to be beautiful on your album. I'm talking about this as I shoot. I don't know if they want an album. I don't know if they want all art, but I'm already talking to them about it. So already selling them this message. There's some sale coming. There's some sale coming. So we don't have that shock. Okay. And if you are transparent and if you keep talking to them, if you explain all your process is from beginning to end, what the steps are, there's no way to go wrong. There's nothing they can say, oh, I didn't know about this. How don't you know? We talked about this. Have every single, if you talk on the phone, have every single conversation documented on email. Here, what happens, I talk to a lot of people on the phone. I'm talking on the phone and making notes. I have I use 17 hats for my CRM, my client relationship management. Sign a contract, I'm talking to them on the phone, and I'm taking notes. If it's on 17 hats, they get a contract online. They pay the invoice online, everything, and then I send them an email with everything that we talked about. And at the end of the email comes the sentence. We go like this: please let me know if you received this email. That way, if they say received it, there's no way they can come back 2 weeks later after the shoot. Oh, I didn't know I had to do an IPS. Oh, I didn't know it was 5 images. I didn't know it was 10 images. I didn't know that. Yeah, of course you do. We talked about this. It's documented. Stop relying on the conversation over the phone. You talk on the phone, you forget. And if for some reason it goes to court, phone conversation will not hold up in court unless you're recording it. And there's a whole thing is illegal recording, blah 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 blah. Anyway, not going to get into that. But have everything recorded, emailed, and always ask them to reply back, acknowledge that they got the email, because they can say, "Oh, I never got email." Okay, so just be transparent. It is scary. I get it. It is scary to tell your client, "Hey, this is my price. You get 10 images. Give me my price. You get 5 images." Find a number that you feel comfortable. My number to start with was 5. Actually, I think we started 20, and we're not selling. I said, "Well, we're not selling. We're giving too many. Then it came down to 10. We start selling. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's put the pressure. Let's put to 8. We kept selling. Let's go to 5. We kept selling. Okay, cool. Now we're down to 5. Let's see where it's going. We're going to go from here. Okay, but you need, because if you give everything, they're not going to buy from you. Okay, that's one thing. First thing, get out of your mind, get out of your way, just do it. Okay, just do it. And another thing that you have to have, this is a must have, you have to have your samples. Last week's live was about how to get started with product for selling products. I gave you all the labs that I use. I gave you all the products that I have for sale. I showed you each one of them. The live is uploaded here on YouTube. If you missed it, watch it. Because there I give you the labs, I give you how I will start working the labs. I gave you the roadmap to get to this point tonight to talk about sale. Now we have preparation, we've all prepared. Now we need to start talking about it. You need to put money and invest on samples. Nobody's going to buy stuff that you don't see. Imagine if you're going to buy a pair of pants. You go to get to Old Navy, everything is empty. You go, whoa, what are you looking for? I'm looking for pants. And you go like, you know what? We have this jeans, which is really cool. It's kind of washed and it has like 5 pockets, but there's some decoration in the pockets. You're not going to buy it. You want to see it. You want to smell it. You want to try it. Same thing with the samples. Have samples of your work. Everything that you want to sell, have samples of it. Some products will sell and some products will not sell. I have a lot of albums that I bought that I have samples for that I thought it was going to be a hit sale, a big sale. It wasn't. But if you don't try, you'll never know. And if you don't have samples, nobody's going to buy from you. People need to have that assurance that it's a good product. Then they're going to buy, right? And the only way to do this is to show them, to give them the product, put the product in their hand, they can touch, they feel, they smell it, and so this is beautiful, this is gorgeous. So the best of your work go on those albums. Don't put like half-ass pictures there, because I take half-ass pictures sometimes, and I know we all do. So half-ass pictures don't go in the album, don't go in your samples. And your samples need to be big, it needs to be what you want to sell, not what you want, not what you think the client wants. It's what you want to sell. My albums, my wedding albums, for instance, they're all 12 by 12, 40 pages. My collections, in my wedding collections comes on an album, they have 10 pages. My samples, they all have 40 pages because I want to upsell those pages. Actually, 20 pages there. Yeah, a collection comes with 20 pages. I want to upsell those 20 other pages. Okay, So if true story here, I had 20-page albums. I never sold a page upgrade. They had never sold a page upgrade until I had a bride who dad got here, fell in love with all the images. I mean, it was like fantastic IPS, probably the biggest one we ever had. And he said, "How about those albums?" I said, "Those albums come 20 pages." And he asked me, "Can we put more pages on it?" And I said, "Absolutely." And he said, "Let's do 40 pages." I said, "Okay, let's do 40." When I ordered her album, I ordered the same album for myself. The album was gorgeous. It was a Duke's Chapel wedding. I ordered the same album for myself, exact same album, 40 pages. Guys, true story. After that day, I never sold a 20-page album no more. Everything's like either 30 or 40, 30 or 40. Okay? Why? Because people get here. There's no slim 20-page album. It's like everything's big and bulky and heavy. They grab the album. Oh my God, this is heavy. I said, yeah, this is going to last you for the rest of your life. So, and we're talking about this, right? So, putting the samples on your client's hand. So, the client's not going to buy if he doesn't see it. Okay, you need to invest in albums. A lot of labs give you discount. One of those labs that I sent you, I told you last week on the live, was WHCC. They were, I don't know now because I haven't bought a sample from them in a while, but they used to be like 25% discount. They stamp sample on the back cover, which is fine. It never hurt me at all. Nobody pays attention to that. You have a full album there, 25% off, and they just stamp on the back of the cover. The sample album, not for sale. That's all. Fine and dandy. Okay, so it is a matter of finding the courage to do it. It's not as hard as it looks, actually. Yeah, like I said, the first one is going to suck. The second one is going to suck, but you get better at it. What's important to do is to realize that you're going to fail. Everybody fails. I fail every single day. A few times a day, actually. And let's stop that notion that you have to sell 100% of the time. There's no such a thing of selling 100% of times. There's no. You don't book every client that comes your way. I don't book every client that comes my way. You see there are a lot of people who do a lot of consultations, and a lot of them don't book us. And I keep repeating the same stories. I keep saying the same thing. And I always go back to, where did they go wrong? Why did they book us? They didn't book us. I don't know. Sometimes I can't pinpoint something. I couldn't establish a good connection with them, or I think we're out of the budget. But a lot of times I'm like, I don't know. I did everything that we do, everything that works for most people, and with these people didn't work. Well, that's what it is. You shake and move on. We have to stop thinking that we have this obligation to sell to everybody, because not everybody is ready to buy. Okay, so how many people do you think walk into Old Navy? How many people walk out with some bag full of clothes? Not everybody. A lot of people. How many times have you walked into a store, looked around, and left with empty hands? It's just human behavior. Just human behavior. And we who are selling, we have this notion that you have to sell to everybody. No, we don't. Okay, so start talking about the IPS from the very beginning. Have that in your contract. Prepare your client. One of the things that is schedule your IPS. So they come, schedule. So after the shooting, they already know there's going to be some IPS, right? And you're going to email them back once the picture is ready. You're going to email them back. Hey, so and so, I just finished editing your images. Your images look amazing. I love what we created together. See, it's not like I love what I did. No, I love what we created together. It's not about you. Stop thinking it's about you. It's about the connections, about what you give back to your clients. It's not about your photography. It's about relationships. I don't know how many times I say this, but I'll keep saying to the end of the days. So I love what we created together. So it's time to schedule IPS. Those are the 3 times this week that I can meet with you for you guys to come over here and look at your images. So does this work for you? So you go back and forth to schedule time. Okay, this day and this time, right? This is all documented on email. You send emails back and forth. So you schedule the time. Then 2 days before the IPS session is scheduled, you're going to send another email saying, hey, so and so, by the way, our IPS session is in 2 days. You put the date, the time, the address, where it is. And by the way, so I will ask you just one question. Make sure that the decision maker is present during the IPS session, because we're going to be showing you some products and you're going to have discounts that are good for the day of the IPS session. And I'm attaching this email or a price list. Prepare them for the price so there's no sticker shock. Because what happens if you don't do that, you get into that situation. Oh, I didn't know was this expensive, right? Once you send the price through email, they already know the price. But this is like 2 days before the IPS. You're not sending price through email when they do a consultation. Can you send the price through email? You're not doing that. You send the price through email 2 days before the session, the IPS session, because you already agreed they're going to come to the IPS. Okay. Sometimes people get, oh, I wasn't aware it was this expensive. And then you're going to email back and say, hey, this is the regular price, but whatever you buy at the day of the IPS, I will give you this much discount. On that day, if they walk out of the door after midnight, gone. Discount's gone. And you need to be firm on it. Oh, can I think about it? You can think about it. Just be aware that until midnight tomorrow, the price is the special is over. Okay, you want to put that time pressure there. You don't want to say, oh, okay, I can wait a week. They'll never come back. 100% of time. I don't ever remember a bride or senior, whatever it is, that walked out here without a product and then came back like a week later. Hey, I thought about this. I want this, and that. No, does not happen. If they tell you I'm going to think about it, they're probably not going to buy from you unless you have a different experience. And if you do, please let me know, because I also want to learn that trick, because I haven't mastered that yet. So I need to sell at the day. That's why I offer discount if they buy at the day of the session. All right. So one thing that way. So what we talked about. So we talked about getting out of your way. We talked about prepare your client for the session, right? To prevent a sticker price shock. Your IPS location, no matter, and you're gonna objections that you see, right, that I see happen all the time. Oh, I don't have a studio. I will tell you, guess what? I don't either. I do IPS in my house, but I get it. I don't have kids. I don't have dog. I don't have cats. It's my wife and I. That's it. There's the two of us. It's much easier for me to do that, and I totally get that. But it's not impossible. It's not impossible. I did IPS at Starbucks. I did IPS at Panera Bread. I did IPS at the South Point Mall food court before my house was ready to do IPS. Okay, those are not. You can do IPS at the client's house, but what you're trying to do is control distraction. Why do I do here? Because I control distraction. On your client's house, kids cry, the phone rings, the dog barks, kid cries again. There's a lot of distractions. And you're not going to sell if they are distracted. Okay? Oops. You're not going to sell if they are distracted. All right? But if I have to, if it comes down to it, I've gone to client's house and I've done sales on client's house. Okay, but at some point we got to a point where we thought, okay, let's do it here. So we rearranged our downstairs to do it. what I do at some point, at some point in the past, I did a live where I showed what I do. So we have like easels, like big easels, and I put all my samples on the easels, and that's it. When they walk into the living room, they're like samples all over, and samples of everything. Meaning, if it's weddings, only wedding pictures. If it's high school senior, only high school senior pictures. And they are big, they are huge. All my wedding pictures are, the samples are 24 by 36. They need to be impressed. I print the best one, the epic, the big wide shots that I do. I print them and keep them here. I have them in metal, I have them in mounted prints, I have them in acrylic, I have them on canvas. Exactly, Brandon. You can't sell it if you don't show it. Exactly. And the show needs to be big. They need to come in. If they walk in and if don't they don't say, whoa, you're doing something wrong. I mean, Brandon does IPS also, awesome photographer in Washington, D.C., wedding photographer over there. And Brandon does IPS on his apartment. It works. It works. We, like I said in the beginning, you need to get out of your way and start putting these objections. Oh, I don't have room, I don't have space, I don't have the, stop saying I don't, and start look at your have, say I have this, how I can make this work. Because if I, guys, I'm an immigrant, I have a strong accent, I have no connections, I don't have kids in school to talk to people. I broke into the wedding market here in the United States. I broke into the high school scene. I broke into the headshot market here. If I can do it, you can do it. You just have to get out of your way, because I'll tell you, 80% of it is inside here. It's you telling yourself that you cannot do it. So when you, another thing that you is a must have in your IPS sales. So let's say that you're doing IPS in your house. Okay. One thing that must happen, the house needs to be clean, like spot clean. It needs to be this place where people walk in safe and they feel comfortable, spotless. It's a great opportunity to clean the house actually. I mean, when IPS, when you have like a when wedding season, the house is clean all the time because you have consultations in here, you have IPS sessions in here. And I mean, I need to move all my junk out of the way because I have, if you go downstairs now, there's like soft box, strip box, there's all kind of stuff laying down there because I keep grabbing them to record videos. Um, so the house needs to be clean, have some food on the table. They come in, don't go right into the IPS. Talk to them. Ask them. If you did a wedding, like Neil here does wedding. Um, if you do a wedding, talk to them. Talk to them like, hey, how did you feel about the wedding day? Did you guys see? Did you guys feel the day was rushed? How what was your impression? I mean, what? How was the honeymoon? Talk to them about the day. Talk to them about their family. Get them comfortable before you go right into the sale. Okay, get them comfortable. There's food on the table. Again, you probably have seen on my Instagram, every couple that comes here, consultation, sign the contract, we pop the champagne and we post on Instagram. Come for the IPS and they come in, pop another champagne. Welcome back. Congratulations, now married. Pop another champagne. Post on Instagram. Okay, so once they're comfortable, once the conversation is flowing, there's some background music going on. We have champagne, we have wine, we have beer, we have juice, we have everything on the table. Just like finger food, doesn't need to be anything complicated. A lot of times I have like chips and salsa, a little board with cheese and ham, that type of stuff. Well, this is stuff that my wife Dani does. I just get there and eat stuff. um, so there I'm doing the consultation. Let me go back here to the comments here and see, because I see Eric is asking, what do you do with samples if they don't sell? The samples don't go to the client. The samples are yours. to keep. You keep the samples and you keep showing them over and over and over. I'm not printing to give to the client. No, I'm printing for myself, Erica. Does that make sense? Because the samples, you're going to keep showing the sample to other clients. I've done this actually. Are you saying I've done this, and I had some really good sales, like print an image for the client and just put it in there and say oh my God, this is gorgeous. You want, you can take it, and I will sell right on the spot. I've done this a few times, and a few times I didn't sell. The image just here, not a sample. It is about this. You have this beautiful image that you cater, you edit, and you printed it. It looks awesome. It's simple. If you don't sell it, it's simple for you. Other people will come and look at it. Okay? So the samples image are for you, not for the client. All right. And the way to go back to our session. All right. Now they ate, everybody's relaxed, and you're having a good time. And you go, let's look at some images. Oh yeah, I'm so excited, blah, 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 blah. Then I move them to another area because we have downstairs. It's all like there's no wall. It's like one single thing. So you're sitting on the kitchen aisle, and then I take them to the living room where the TV is. On that TV, there are two very important things: a slideshow with the best images. About, if it's a wedding, about 15, 20 minutes. That's you were watching a previous live thing. There was this one. I start high clay and you're funny, Des. So on the TV, and the big TV downstairs, slideshow. Now I got this fancy iPhone. I broadcast it from my iPhone. But what I used to do in the past, put the slideshow on a pen drive, just stick behind the TV and the show, right? On that slideshow is playing, you watch, you're not saying a damn word. Let them talk. It's not about you. This is the time where you stay quiet. Okay? Lights are low, right? They sitting there. There is a box of Kleenex, actually. Like, they're gonna cry. Hopefully they're gonna cry. Right? And two things that is on that TV. One's their slideshow, and if it's actually for any kind of shooting, a pre-designed album. This is another thing that turned the key for us, like selling, upselling pages and selling big albums. A pre-designed album. I pre-design every single album for the brides, for the grooms, for the families, for the high school scene. I do a sample album online because I use Fundy, and Fundy has this online proofer. I design and put online proofer there. They watch the slideshow. I'm quiet. I'm saying blah blah blah. Hopefully they cry. I'm watching reactions. If I see crying, that's good. If they're not having reactions, so is something going on. Okay. Hopefully they're gonna love the images. Slideshow is over. I turn the lights on. What do you guys think? And now I'm quiet again. I'm waiting for the applause, for the image. I'm waiting for the compliments. I'm waiting and I'm reading reactions. I'm seeing who is the person. Let's say that maybe a bride and groom, mom and dad, whoever it is. I'm watching, seeing who is got more emotional. At that point, I know who got more emotional. I know who's talked more. I know all of that stuff, right? And those I'm gonna address each one of them separately in different ways. Okay. We talk about it, and we talk a little bit more about the wedding. Oh my goodness, it was a beautiful day, beautiful celebration of friendship and love. My God, I loved everything about that wedding. You guys look awesome. I mean, you can tell by the pictures, blah, 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 blah. And by the way, what I did, I pre-designed an album for you because those images, this is not everything. The slideshow usually has between 15 and 20 minutes for wedding. I'm talking about wedding now. Okay, 15, 20 minutes. And I say, this is not everything. You have like over 1,000 images. If I was going to show each one of them, we're going to be here for 3 hours just looking at slideshow. But I pre-designed an album for you with the image that I think is going to look really, really beautiful on an album. You guys want to look at it? Oh, yeah. And I say, it's good because what I'm going to do after the session, I'm going to send you the link to the album. And this is the beginning of your family story. of this new family that's just forming right now. This is the beginning of your story. And I want you guys to look at this with care because I put a lot of time pre-design this album for you, and I hope you like it. And I start passing the page on the album on the TV, and they looking at it, and they laugh, and they smiling, blah blah blah. Sometimes they have no reaction, blah blah blah. So once it's finished, everything is finished at that point. Now it's time to start the sale. I mean, the more direct sale because they've been sold like since the shooting, right? So what you guys thinking about? And shut up, stop talking. So another key thing for say you have to be comfortable with the game. The game is who speaks first lose, and you not speaking. What are you guys thinking about? You guys thinking about an album? And just wait. And they're gonna go, yeah, yeah, we're thinking about an album. Yeah, yeah. And then you go, oh, awesome. So we have these options here. Let me show you this option. So I get the album. I don't open the album and show them. I put the album in their hand and I step back. They start opening the album, right? And I start talking about the album. This album is leather cover. It has this type of spine. You can see there's no gap in between the pages. I can open the page completely. Do you have hard pages? It's going to last you forever. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so they look at it. Oh well, yeah, I like this album here. Man, it's beautiful. Oh, we have also have this one, blah, blah, blah. And I have this one here that comes in your collection. You know, if it's a wedding, they all come with an album on the collection. This album comes in your collection, and I put this. Remember, all of those albums have 40 pages. All of them have 40 pages. That's right, Des knows this well. Whoever speaks first loses. Um, the albums in the collection have 20 pages. All my sample have 40 pages. And put that album have this is the album that comes in your collection. But there's a thing in your collection. This album has 40 pages. I'm giving you 20 pages. Okay, let me say this again to see if you guys paid attention. This album has 40 pages. In your collection, I'm giving you 20 pages. Instead of saying your collection comes with 20 pages. You see how different it is? I'm giving you 20 pages. We can always add more. Right? I'll tell you, like I said before, I don't remember last time I sold a 20-page album with this technique. Okay? Then you go back to the big sales, the big prints, the big prints, you're showing, you put in their hands. Oh, it's metal. My wife laughs at me every time because I grab the print and say, oh, no, this is metal. Look, boom, 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 boom. I do that and I put in the hand. Boom. Put the hand. Oh, no, this is what it is. This is acrylic. This is really cool. Blah, 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 blah. When I show, I tell a story. I tell a story about the image. I tell a story about the wedding day of that bride. I tell a story about the labs. Brandon actually prints his canvas on a canvas with a company that is really, really cool. They do a really beautiful job. It's high end. It's expensive. It's very, very high end. But they do like you can buy a video of them building the canvas with your image in it. It's really, really cool. Really neat. Someday I'm gonna be like Brandon. I'm gonna sell one of those. Anyway, we talking about the big prints, we're showing, so we're having a good time. Music is back on again, blah, 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 and we make the sales. Dan is taking notes to make the sales how we want, and I'm showing small stuff. But guys, wedding day, I sell, like I showed here last week, I sell albums, I sell prints, I sell before the wedding, save the date, I sell guest book, I sell parents album, I sell everything that I can sell. Right? And we keep pushing until they say no, like at least 3 times. That's the point. But you're always enforcing that whatever decision they make now, they have this much discount. One of the objections that you're going to see on this is like, oh, we need to go home and look in every image and Make sure to pick ones that are going to go on a wall art. Then I go back and say, how many wall arts are you guys thinking about? And then we start talking about size, blah, blah, blah. Let's say usually I'm saying 2 to 3. Okay, so I was thinking about 3. Listen, you don't need to pick the image right now. All you need to do is to in order to take advantage of that discount, give me 50% now, so I can lock with the price of the lab, because the lab price goes up and down every single day. I don't know how much it's going to cost tomorrow. 50% down, I lock the price on the web, and then you send the image. So we're going to put the image on a print and send it back to you. That objection is over. They're not going to say that anymore, because now you just gave an answer to the objection. You not only gave an answer to the objection, but you justified why they need to take care of that right now. Because, guys, if they walk out with empty hands, it's going to be very, very hard for them to come back and buy. Because sales is all about emotion. You're playing with the emotion. You work with the emotion, right? Once they go home, everything becomes a number. A lot of times I'm here in an IPS session, I'm looking at the groom. The bride's like, I want this. I'm looking at the groom. I can almost see he's like cranking up numbers in his head. Like, man, how much it's going to cost me? Like, not long ago, this happened. Like, end of last year, we shot a wedding, and she got in here, and she saw the slideshow, and she was crying. I was like, literally, pardon my French, I was like crapping my pants, because he had like no expression at all. She was here crying, and he was like, no expression. I said, crap, this is not going to be good. Right? So I'm thinking, at that point, I'm thinking, how am I going to turn this around? And the slideshow played, and she's crying, and I turn the lights on, and I'm looking at him. He gets up. I thought he was going to leave. He gets up. He extends his hand. I shake his hand. I'm like, what's going on? I thought you didn't like the image. And he shook my hand and said, you're going to make me spend a shitload of money. That's a good. And then I joked, it's not that expensive. And he's like, I know you. I know you. That's fine, because the images are amazing. I was shocked how beautiful they are. I mean, how gratifying is for you to hear this. If you send those pictures online, you don't even hear that, right? So sure enough, she came out swinging. I want 3 awards. I want the 40-page. I want this. I want that. I want this. I want that. And he's just like, oh God, stop, woman. Say, this much. I'll give you this much discount. Credit card, pass, gone, done. Okay. I don't say this. I don't tell these stories to brag to you guys. I just tell this story for you to see that it's possible. We have had weddings that we did IPS that was twice as much how much they paid for the wedding. And when I heard other photographers saying this type of stuff, I would say, it's not happening. I mean, it doesn't happen to me. It does happen to you if you put the work, if you believe it. If you take these objections out of your head and make shit happen. It's right here. I'm not kidding. It's right here. Like that. Which way? It's the other way. Get shit done. The other way, baby. Get shit done. This is what we need to do. We need to get out of our heads and get shit done. Recapping quickly. Make sure that you talk about IPS in the very beginning. Make sure your clients know what's going to happen. Be transparent. Fix those packages, whatever you're selling. Stop sending everything on online gallery. Stop sneak peek. Create emotion. Create connection. Create the desire to see the images. Create that expectations, all right? And they're not going on Facebook. They're not going on Instagram until client sees the image, all right? Have everything documented in email. Every single conversation on the phone, document this in email. Ask for email back acknowledging what you talked about. Um, Fix your IPS space, clean the house, get the dogs out, find a way to do it. Do it Starbucks, do panera bread, whatever. Go to the client's house, guys. I used to do in panera bread. I would people must thought I was a freak because I would bring easels and put like 24 by 36 in the aisle there, in between one table and another. That's what I would do. I did my IPS. I sold a bunch of stuff that way. Not ideal, but this is what I had at the time. And stop saying I don't have it. I can't do it. Stop. Look at what you have and work to make it happen. Because this is what happened to us. We look at what we have. And okay, Grant, my wife is a little bit crazy about this stuff. She does what she needs to do and what we need to do, and that's it. I mean, she looked at me and said, one day she looked at me and said, we could live upstairs. We could just like take everything out downstairs here. And I was like, what do you mean by take everything out? I mean, we take the cabinets out, we take the kitchen out, we just make like an empty space to do a studio here. So you crazy? He said, no, this is what we need to do. I said, no, we don't need to do that. We can fix the kitchen, make it look really, really nice, really, really, really fancy. But we don't need to remove. But this is the level of commitment that she has, that we have to make things happen. Is it easy? It's not. But once you do it, it's addictive. It is all about your dream. You get to start thinking, why did I start photography? I had a goal when I started photography, and I have reached my goal already. Now I'm looking for another one, another goal. What's my next goal? I want to see you get there. And never hesitate to ask questions. This is a channel, open channel. I know I talk a lot. I said I was going, oh crap, 9 o'clock. Got another 45-minute live, another hour. Guys, thank you so much for listening. This is what I have to talk tonight. I am going to leave this channel open for you guys to talk. If you guys have any questions, you guys want to see something, just let me know. I will send you a video with the products, whatever you need to, whatever I can be helpful with, let me know. I will help you out. If you want to talk about objections that you had with your clients, I'm going to tell me what the objections are, and will give you tools to go around these objections. Just talk to me, okay? Let me know how I can help you. All right, guys. Thank you so very much for listening. Thanks, Des, for being here. I missed you here. Neil, Kara, thank you. Kara is excited about doing IPS. Let's start. Let's get started. Celester, get shit done, my man. Let's get it done. Brandon, thank you for being here. Thank you. I appreciate each one of you guys be here every week with me. If I find a model, because it's being hard, I don't know what's happening. I can't find a model. But if I find a model, we're gonna go downstairs next Wednesday and this next live and shoot something. Okay. Let me know if you want a topic for live photography. I'll find if I can find a model, we can do a live shooting there. But I need you guys to help me with the topics. All right, let me know. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. Good to see you all. Bye bye. Stay out of trouble.